Yo, what's going on, my dudes? Welcome to another RuneScape news coverage video. Still following the mining and smithing rework stream coverage, we're going to be talking about, for this video, smithing and the basics when it comes to smithing. So let's get right into it. Alright guys, so for this video we're going to be talking about smithing. Really interesting the way they decided to go with this one, so without any further ado, let's get started. First off, smelting is largely going to be pretty much the same as it is now. The only new addition is a hopper that's going to be added. So you're going to be storing up all of your ores into the furnace's hopper. It's going to work pretty much like a bank for ores, which means that any ores you happen to add to one hopper will show up in any other hopper around the game, so you don't really have to worry too much there. And another neat thing about the hopper is you can deposit noted ore into the hopper. So after you're done for collecting however many ore when you were mining, just note it, bring it to the hopper, and now any furnace you go to will have every ore you need right there on the go. So once you have all the needed ore that you've collected, you can start smelting anywhere you want. When you smelt though, bars will go into your inventory. So you'll need to add them back into the hopper. So yes, hoppers do hold bars as well as ores. And then once you do that, you can go on and smith the bars. Working on an anvil is going to use that same hopper as well. So you'll never need to have any bars on you. And if you have bars in the hopper, you can just go to any anvil and start smithing right away. So it's really convenient in that regard. Now moving on to smithing items. Smithing items themselves has had many changes added to it. So first off, when you start smithing, whatever you're making, an unfinished version will pop up into your inventory. That item will track your progress as you smith, because you won't smith things immediately like you do in the current game. There is a progress bar, and once it's finished, you will have your product. Anyways, like I said, it tracks the item and the progress you've made to completing it, so you can bank an unfinished object and come back at another time to finish it up. Also, you can, if you wanted to, start a new object when you still have an unfinished one in your bank. But any unfinished ones cannot stack in the bank. So ideally, you'll always want to go back and finish what you've started. Next up, we have the heat mechanic. Items will need to remain heated to progress to finishing those items. When an item has lost all its heat, you'll need to reheat it in a nearby forge. Forges are going to be added to all anvils in the game. The heat mechanic is represented by the bottom bar over your head as you're smithing. The top bar represents the progress to finishing the item that you're currently working on. So the hotter the item, the faster the progress till finishing that item. This also means that you'll be getting more XP when the item is hotter, causing you to be more attentive if you want the best XP rates. If not, you can AFK and let it cool down, but then you'll have to finally reheat it after it's finally cooled off. This makes it really up to you on how engaged you want to be while smithing, which I think is a nice way to go about doing it. Next up, we have upgrading items. Once you've completed an item, you can then choose to upgrade it. For example, with a rune plate body and 10 more rune bars, you'll be able to make a rune plate body +1. A rune plate body +2 will cost a rune plate body +1 and 20 more bars. So as you upgrade it more and more, the cost in terms of bars will go up. The amount of times you can upgrade an item will depend on the tier of the armor or weapon. Rune can upgrade to a +3, while the tier 90s can go up to +5. The upgrade acts as one level per upgrade added to the stats of the item. So for example, where a rune plate body is tier 50, a rune plate body +3 will be tier 53. Next up, we have decorated items. Once you've upgraded an item to the highest tier, you can then choose to make it into a decorated item. These items won't be usable, at least they aren't in this build that we're seeing right now. They may make a change to them to make them identical to the highest tier in terms of stats and use, but their primary function is to be turned into an NPC for a big chunk of XP. It's important to note, all upgrade stages are tradable. So someone could buy out all the rune plate body +3s in the GE and make them into decorated rune plate bodies, and benefit from all the XP from handing them in to the NPC. This would theoretically be the best XP per hour, but the most expensive method. Again, giving much more flexibility when it comes to how you want to train your smithing. So there you have it, guys. That's pretty much exactly all you really need to know in terms of how smithing is going to operate, how you're going to be interacting with it and creating items as well as smithing bars, etc. So let me know what you guys think about it. I got one more video I'm going to be doing about the mining and smithing, and we're going to be covering just tiny tidbits here and there that didn't really fit into any category, while at the same time delving into things that you probably have questions for example, existing game content that's going to be changing with the mining and smithing and how it's going to affect the relationship with other skills. We'll discuss that in the next video, so stay tuned. If you enjoyed the video, guys, hit that like button. If you're not subscribed yet and you want to stay updated on all things RuneScape related, then hit that subscribe button. Anyways, I appreciate you guys watching. I am out. Peace.